what does EODAC really done? So bear with me. I'm going to read these pretty quick. I looked at the last 10 semesters that we've had with EODAC, beginning in fall of 17 through fall of 22. Okay. Look at the number of meetings, the number of minutes posted, and the number of written reports, which has become a standardized policy for all co-chairs. Yes, we can come and give a verbal report, but it's encouraged to have a written report or no. And there was no way I was going to go through and look at all the minutes to see who gave a verbal report, by the way. Fall of 17, 1 meeting, 1 posted minutes, 1 written report. Spring of 18, 2 meetings, 1 minute posted, 2 written reports. Fall of 18, 2 meetings, 1 minute posted, 2 written reports. Spring, 0, 0, 0. Spring of 19. Fall of 19, 0, 0, 0. Spring of 20, 0, 0, 0. In the summer of 20 was when we had the George Floyd incident and the development of a racial equity commitment developed over the summer under the disguise of EODAC, which brought havoc to the college. In the fall of 20, EODAC had 8 meetings. They posted 8 minutes. There was 1 written report to the Senate. Spring, 4 meetings, 4 minutes posted, 0 reports to the Senate. Fall of 21, 2 meetings, 2 minutes posted, 0 reports to the Senate. Spring of 22, 3 meetings, 1 minute, 0 reports to the Senate. Fall of 22, 1 meeting, 1 minute, 1 report. Thank you, Andrea. And that's her governorship. Maybe that's not a committee. Every other committee on this campus pretty much has provided written reports. They have their minutes, and we're meeting. We are meeting. They're meeting a lot. And informing you. We are a committee of the Senate. Over the fall semester, we have an HR vice chancellor saying that EODAC doesn't even report to the Senate. So there's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of mistrust. And it's not working. It's not working. So, and try to settle things down. It was time to start looking for solutions here. Yes, we heard that they had a great meeting. They had 1 great meeting just recently. Well, why? Because 3 of your faculty members have resigned. Why? Because there are differing viewpoints. 1 has been suspended without notification for us, unless Nick's heard something recently. And the other 2 rightfully have moved off the committee because they don't feel respected, differing views. So yeah, with those gone, the faculty voice has diminished. They had a great meeting. Obviously, the structure that we currently have is dysfunctional. So I'm looking for an alternative that might consist based on this body as an institution and all faculty committees. They seem to be functioning well.
Okay, well, I don't buy that.
I'm not blaming anyone for the dysfunction of it. I don't know if it's a co-chair's responsibility or membership responsibility. I just know it's not producing. It's not producing. In literally 10 semesters, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 reports to the Senate. I favor that.
Yeah,
No problem.
we asked for that to be done. Can I speak? Yeah, sorry, can I be acknowledged? So I got on EODAC the summer after 2020 when everything happened. And honestly, the real issue, I mean, in the beginning was a process issue, but I attended some Zoom meetings that were very hostile towards me as a faculty, as an e-board member, and other e-board members in the room. But one of the suggestions throughout this whole process has just been, we would like the faculty majority, because this is a committee that deals with 10+1 items. And that was just never going to be okay, because what had done with the committee that was together voted on a charge that never went through the process, didn't come to Senate. And the year that Tommy was EODAC chair for the most part, we kept fighting to even get the charge on to discuss it so we could maybe do some things like this added. I asked, can we meet more than once a month to try to get some things done? And I was told no, that took too much away from certain people that couldn't meet, that didn't have it in their time. I was flat out told, no, that's not okay in a meeting I don't know if it's recorded or not. So there's been, Savannah, I, as a faculty member, as just someone who really is pro students and really wants things to move forward. And then this year, I have not been able to go because the meetings were changed. And then changed again the second semester. I changed my schedule for the spring semester so I could meet during the new meeting time that they had changed to, and then they changed it again. So there's no other committee that I know that has done that semester after semester. When I went in May of 2020, I saw how horrible that committee was. And I brought it back to e-board then, and people in e-board that have been on e-board know, I've even said it in Senate, like probably 2 years ago. I really think we need we need to just take the 10+1 out. Let's get things together, not get rid of EODAC, but let's have that 10+1 committee working with EODAC and you know, trying to get together and really bringing some healing, you know, between all groups in campus in all areas. And so I totally understand where Steven's coming from and bringing this forward. I would totally agree with EODAC putting like a kind of like curriculum has or assessment has and having a department, if we can get people to get on it. I think nowadays we could get a full. Okay, sorry. So
Currently, the majority voting members, majority, not the most, but also the majority voting members on EODAC are currently faculty under the current existing charge. They
Okay,
are, but that is not that's not what's being presented to you. The faculty will have the most members, but will not have a majority of the voting members any longer in the charge that is being presented. And that's a problem.
Is that true?
That is true.
It's not fucking
Add it
true
up.
then. Come on.
That's true.
It's not
Majority of
true.
votes.
Look, okay, just, I'm not
I'm
gonna make an argument, just look at the documents and do math, simple first grade math.
I just had a question.
But I am done tolerating the misinformation and the blind, adulterated, disgusting distortion of truth. It is not acceptable. It's not okay. And it's not serving the people that we are here to serve, which is our students.
When I counted it, I counted 13 faculty out of 33. I heard someone say 30, but if you add the 4 chairs, I think it's 33, which means that there's less than 40% of the new charge would be faculty, and that's dropping from 63%. So it goes from a majority faculty to a minority faculty. And I think we as faculty need to be extremely careful when we voluntarily give up the power that we as faculty and those who have come before us have managed to get us.
So, Professor Muller, as a fellow white man, I share your dread in handing over power and privilege to those who are not like us.
Could we have an actual structured discussion? Because right now I'm at uninterrupted Steven talking for 15 minutes and now you and Michael having an exchange, just the two of you. I'm going to say something really unpopular. And I say it with profound respect to Steven and his historical knowledge and Corsock, who has been such a wonderful mentor to me. It makes me extremely uncomfortable when very articulate white men speak from a position of authority without specific facts, like campuses where they do this, and speak over students of color and women of color when we're talking about a charge that is about making space and progress for students and women and disabled folks. It makes me incredibly uncomfortable that not only does that conversation go first, but the majority of today, before I have to leave to go teach a class, is white men telling us what is dysfunctional and not dysfunctional for people of color. It makes me incredibly uncomfortable. And I feel like, arguments did you think were emotional?
Well, I mean, I think there was a lot of emotional when you guys were saying, well, it's coming from, I mean, I'm a Hispanic male and I didn't feel attacked in any way, maybe because I'm a male, but I mean, just saying, oh, well, it's because.
I love that you feel so open to like interrupt women constantly. I love it, but
No,
I want to finish my minute. So
significantly affecting staff.
This is not about.
Facilities.
Call to question.
Yeah.
Call to question.